Hi guys, welcome back to Sacred Shits and how to navigate them. So I feel like your head might be like really loud, as well as there's a lot of people trying to get in your head. So that might be why it's really loud. Take it how it resonates, really. But I am getting like a loud feeling, but I'm also getting like a transforming the way you think and deal with things as well, especially yourself. Right? So I rolled some dice and I got, I believe it was Pluto, Sagittarius, and the 7th house. And the 7th house is like pertaining to like personal relationships, new business adventure. Represents partnerships, personal or business, new person in your life, maybe significance relates to contracts, marriage, divorce, matters of the law. So you could also be going through a divorce or going through some legal matters, right? And then Sagittarius, to me, is always passion. But I think it says seeker of truth, in search of truth, dauntless positivity, seeking calmness, longing for adventure, right? And then the other one was Pluto, which is like transformation. And I heard death of self. So you may be going through like a new ego death. I make it sound fun. It's a new ego death. That's it. That's all. It's just, it's fine. It's peaches and cream, bro. But yeah, I feel like you are transforming like a way of thinking into like a more positive note is what I heard. So we'll see what the cards have to say, right? They don't even feel like talking today every time I start talking smack about it. Yeah, and really cultivating your craft and recognizing who you want to be. I just never noticed the string on the bottom of this chair on these cards before. That's weird. But yeah, cultivating your craft, really like connecting with yourself and your plants, anything you want to do, really connecting with nature. This doesn't have to be like spell work or anything like that, but it can be, right? It can be like learning to like create a spell out of your everyday life, right? Like make everything a spell, make everything a potion. You know what I mean? Like just be a kid with yourself, with life, right? Really venture into this new you, right? And I can't help but notice on this angel deck, it's up to you on the bottom. It is up to you who you want to be, like how you want to do things. 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Really finding balance, right? Really finding balance between your light and your dark, and like really recognizing like you hold the power to be whoever you want to be this angel or a demon, really, right? It's being conscious of when we're doing it, right? Whether you're being an arsehole, yeah, and you're being called to romanticize your life and really just like be your own knight, right? In shining armor. Be that for yourself in every day and just like enjoy your day, right? And I can't help but notice the wings on this card and then the wings on this card, on his little shoesies. So it's like embracing, like learning to fly and embrace your wings. Know that you're meant to fly. 3, 2, 1 on the timer. Yeah, balance. You really see how many balancing cards we have. Like this is a balance one. This is balancing. Also creativity as well. Like incorporating creativity into your day somehow, some way, right? Yeah, and you are really tapping into your truth. Like really learning to express your truth as well as share your knowledge and what you know with others, right? You're not holding it in anymore. You're not keeping it to yourself. You're not waiting to be a certain amount of healed before you release your gifts to the world, before you help others, right? And you've been preparing and planning for a new passionate idea for quite some time, or you've put a lot of work into a passionate idea. And I heard project, right? And you're about to reap the rewards of putting all this work into it, right? Yeah. So you're being called to like bring the tower down on situations, places, people, or things that are not good for you, that are like standing in the way of your power, or they might be trying to take your power unconsciously or consciously. 4:44 on the timer. Like, you know, a lot of wounded people or people who haven't quite like met themselves as deeply as you, I heard, can take offense to your growth. And self-worth is what I heard. So it's important to always send those people love, right? But also recognize like we can't keep them in our lives because it's gonna bring us down with them. Like they're on their path and they're choosing that path. But if we follow them because we're too scared to let them go, then it's us making the choice to also go on that path. So it's time to bring the tower on people, places, and things that keep us bound, that are keeping us binding ourselves, right? See how she's like, she's bound, but she's kind of doing it to herself, like, right? She's holding herself hostage with her mind, right? With these thoughts, right? By constantly thinking like, oh, you know, I don't want to be a bad person, or I don't want to be mean, or I don't want to this, by people pleasing, by being like, so I can be nice, I can leave them in my life, I can keep them in my life, but sometimes 555 transformation has to happen. We gotta cut these people loose. We gotta say, hey, it's nothing to do with you and everything to do with me and my self-growth and my self-worth and me believing in myself and taking myself to the places I need to go, right? And that's not always easy or comfortable by any means, but sometimes it's gotta happen, right? You gotta recognize you're the magician in your own life. You wield the power to make anything you want, right? And also to, you know, cut off the people that are imposing on your power, is what I heard. Or keeping you from recognizing it, right? And they're keeping you from this, I heard, spiritual happiness. But this spiritual community, because once you let go of these people that aren't on your level, you can find these people who are, who like shine from within. They are emotionally wealthy, right? And healthy. They can give you what you need. 654 on the timer, which is peace, is what I heard, you know, which is peace. That is prosperity. That is joy to you, you know? Yes, this is what I'm saying. This is the whole kit and caboodle, right? Caboodle. Kit and caboodle. But this is recognizing like this is emotional safety, happiness. This is all woven together, right? And this is like emotional mastery. These are people who are on the same level as you, who want the same thing, who have the same values as you. And you can't have these people come into your life unless you get rid of the people that aren't on the same level as you, you know, or you just stop giving to them so much, you know? Yeah, because I feel like with them keeping you and themselves in their head, because they really do have you in they're thinking of you a lot, right? They really want to keep you in this place to where you're thinking what you're doing isn't okay, cutting them off isn't okay. They want to keep you wishy-washy, is what I heard. They want to keep you attached so that you can't start this new beginning and plant new seeds that don't really involve them, you know? And I keep hearing like they want to ride your coattails. They want to ride your growth, your healing. And that's why it feels like even though you've been doing all this stuff to build these blocks up, you know what I mean? It feels like you get a block taken because like energetically they are taking from you. They're taking a lot from you. So it doesn't feel like, it feels like 10 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know what I mean? Like it's this constant back and forth because yeah, they're energetically stealing from you. So that's why it's important to cut these, and I heard leeches off, but they could be equated to your childhood as well. It could be people that took care of you or your parents or your siblings. Yeah, and they just kept you in this like negative way of looking at yourself, like thinking that you weren't meant for other people, or thinking that like good friendships aren't for you because you've only endured this negative childhood stuff, you know, and it's kind of followed you. But that's for a reason, so that you could heal it, so that you could look at it and say like friendships are supposed to be friendships. They're supposed to be people who care about you, people who value the same things as you, people who want to like go on adventures, right? People who don't want to burden you, right? That's what we want. We don't want to be burdened by people who are supposed to love us, right? Or take care of us, or cultivate our, I heard cultivate our healing, but cultivate our childhood, safely, right? But just because you didn't have that doesn't mean that you can't do that now. You can take this new journey with confidence and let spirit lead you. And this is also like speaking up for yourself or speaking in some way, shape, or form. So you may be called to like share what you know, share your knowledge with others, right? Yeah, and then like I heard stop being bound by their thought of who you should be. But yeah, like, but I think you are. You're disconnecting from this devilish energy, from being bound, from binding yourself to these people. Like I heard you're learning to let go of not only things that are bad for you, but as of judgment as well. Okay, let's get an oracle or two. 3. Just kidding, 3. Judgment, fortitude, renewal, truth revealed. Seriously. And I love how there's like these little cracking eggs everywhere. And it's like this. I heard baby phoenixes. So you are really being called to like allow yourself to fly, allow yourself to come out of your shell and be who you want to be, right? Allow yourself to come out of your shell came out like totally at 11:11 too. So the element of air, thoughts, mind, communication, really learning to master that mind of yours, right? And keep it on a leash. And don't let it run you and run your day, right? The high priestess, true knowledge, peace, inner light. You are being called to share this inner light with others so that others feel inspired to do the same, right? The more you continue to shine, the more others will too. All right, guys, we'll do an angel question. I'm setting the intention this reaches whoever it needs to reach, and I'm super grateful for each and every one of you. Oh, they're all messed up. It's fine. Perfect timing and remain positive. Definitely. I heard put your happy pants on. Just know big happy changes are coming in, along with a new way of thinking and a new way of being. So be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. I'm proud of you. All right, guys, I hope this helps.